20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne, pages 163 through 165. The waves were impregnated with a mass of blood. They rocked under the shark's movements, which beat them with indescribable fury. Ned Land had not missed his aim. It was the monster's death rattle. Struck to the heart, it struggled in dreadful convulsions, the shock of which overthrew Conseil. But Ned Land had disentangled the captain, who, getting up without any wound, went straight to the Indian, quickly cut the cord, which held him to his stone, took him in his arms, and with a sharp blow of his heel mounted to the surface. We all three followed in a few seconds, saved by a miracle, and reached the fisherman's boat. Captain Nemo's first care was to recall the unfortunate man to life again. I did not think he could succeed. I hoped so, for the poor creature's immersion was not long, but the blow from the shark's tail might have been his death blow. Happily, with the captain and Conseil's sharp friction, I saw consciousness return by degrees. He opened his eyes. What was his surprise, his terror even, at seeing 4 great copper heads leaning over him, and above all, what must he have thought when Captain Nemo, drawing from the pocket of his dress a bag of pearls, placed it in his hand? The munificent charity from the man of the waters to the poor Singalese was accepted with a trembling hand. His wondering eyes showed that he knew not to what superhuman beings he owed both fortune and life. At a sign from the captain, we regained the bank, and following the road already traversed, came in about half an hour to the anchor which held the canoe of the Nautilus to the earth. Once on board, we each, with the help of the sailors, got rid of the heavy copper helmet. Captain Nemo's first word was to the Canadian.
"Thank you, Master Land,"
said he.
"It was revenge, Captain Man,"
replied Ned Land.
"I owed you that."
A ghastly smile passed across the captain's lips, and that was all.
"To the Nautilus,"
said he. The boat flew over the waves. Some minutes after, we met the shark's dead body floating. By the black marking of the extremity of its fins, I recognized the terrible lantern of the Indian seas, of the species of shark so properly called. It was more than 25 feet long. Its enormous mouth occupied 1/3 of its body. It was an adult, as was known by its 6 rows of teeth, placed in an isosceles triangle in the upper jaw. Conseil looked at it with scientific interest, and I'm sure that he placed it, and not without reason, in the cartilaginous class of the Chondropterygian order, with fixed gills, of the Selacian family in the genus of the sharks. Whilst I was contemplating this inert mass, a dozen of these voracious beasts appeared round the boat, and without noticing us, threw themselves upon the dead body and fought with each other for the pieces. At 8:30, we were again on board the Nautilus. There I reflected on the incidents which had taken place in our excursion unto the Manar Bank. 2 conclusions I must inevitably draw from it, one bearing upon the unparalleled courage of Captain Nemo, the other upon his devotion to a human being, a representative of that race from which he fled beneath the sea. Whatever he might say, this strange man had not yet succeeded in entirely crushing his heart. When I made this observation to him, he answered in a slightly moved tone.
"That Indian, sir, is an inhabitant of an oppressed country, and I am still, and shall be, to my last breath, one of them."